going on, Falcon fan? It's your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about end of an era. Matt Ryan has been traded. So before we get into that, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like what I talk about. And then please hit the share button so my video can go throughout the YouTube universe so more people can hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. All right, so let's get into it. Breaking news. Matt Ryan has been traded. Video I put out yesterday, I guess we got our decision. Came by around 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock time frame. Matt Ryan was traded to the Indianapolis Colts for a third-round pick. All right. Like I said, with these guys, we was going to shed a light on where direction this franchise is going in today. They had to make a decision today. Decision was to go ahead and let Matt Ryan leave and go to the Indianapolis Colts, right, for a third-round pick. I think it wasn't about the pick. I think at this point they was doing Matt Ryan a service, let him leave and let him go to a situation where he can actually be a winner. They deserve him that much. He deserves that much from this franchise. 14 years here, blood, sweat, and tears, trying to get these guys over the top. They gave Matt Ryan this a great deal to go over to the Indianapolis Colts with a great team. Some people saying they just a quarterback away to be competitive. So I want to say for the end of this era, we lost the best quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history. Offensive Rookie of the Year, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year in 2016, four-time Pro Bowler, multiple fourth-quarter comebacks. I think he's third overall all time. He's 7 in touchdown passes. This guy is the constant professional, and we're going to be missing him a lot. 7 winning season out of his 14 years here, the longest winning stretch we have as an Atlanta Falcons organization with since Matt Ryan being here. So if you look at the franchise in its totality, he's the winningest, probably the winningest player in franchise history. And I think he is the best Atlanta Falcon in franchise history if you just want to put up all the records. Julio close second. Not going to leave out Julio. But for a career was being here as a pro, Julio only did 10 years. Matt Ryan did 14 years. So that's why I put Matt Ryan as probably the best Atlanta Falcon in Atlanta Falcon history. I want to say I wish Matt Ryan the best. The Indianapolis Colts is my second favorite team in the NFL now. And I hope Matt Ryan goes out there and ball out. Because it'll only prove and solidify what I've been saying about Matt Ryan all these years, that if you give him pieces around, he'll carve you up. And I just hope he go out there and prove me right. Prove me right, Matty Ice. Go out there, show out in Indianapolis, and I wish you all the luck. You and your family. You're always going to be a Falcon. And like Mr. Blank said in his message, you're going to make sure you be in the ring of honor as being Atlanta Falcons. So peace to Matty Ice. All right, so let's talk about the positives and the negatives of this trade. So we're going to talk about some positives. I think one of the most positive things that came out of this, besides Matt Ryan going to a winning organization, and let him ball out, in his career, to show everybody that he can do this, like we've been saying, for all the ones that believed in him. The other thing is the fact that they tried to actually trade for Deshaun Watson. Believe it or not, I know everybody's looking like that was not a good thing, but it actually was a good thing because it got the ball rolling to this franchise realizing that maybe it is time. It is time to move to a new era of Atlanta Falcon football. Honestly, personally, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it because I was being emotional. It's been emotional because, like I said, I'm a big Matt Ryan fan. I thought with him on the team, we had a chance. That's what I believe. But if you just go look at the writing on the wall, this regime never really believed in Matt Ryan. They never gave him an extension. They kept restructuring. They restructured his contract last year. They was about to restructure it again this year. So they was going to move on from Matt Ryan eventually anyway. I think they were just prolonging the process. But by trying to go after Deshaun Watson, kind of sped up the process. Now, the fact that he's gone, we can take this cap hit this year. Next year, we're going to have over $100 million in cap space. We can actually build a team like we want to build a team. We can start to put pieces in place for this roster, and these guys can actually get to what they need to do as a franchise. Having Matt Ryan here, he would have got us to be very competitive. We know this because, like I said, he made the ice, and then we would have just been in the middle of the pack, and we would not be where we need to be. So the most positive thing about this whole ordeal was them trying to go for Deshaun Watson and missing on it. Because if they would have got it, it would have probably put the franchise back more. Yes, they would have had their franchise quarterback. However, they would have gutted the roster. They would have gutted the roster, and this roster is not like the Cleveland Browns roster. The Cleveland Browns roster is already loaded. They can give up 5 picks and still be able to compete for a Super Bowl. The Falcons would have gave up 5 picks. Yes, they would have had their franchise quarterback for 10 to 15 years, but it would probably took about 4 of those years to put a team around him to actually be able to compete. This way, we might be able to compete a whole lot sooner. Like I said, we get the cap space, about $100 million. We can start building around this team, and we can see what happens. All right, those are the positives. So I'm a Falcon fan, and if you're a Falcon fan, you're always going to look at the positives first. That's the positives, right? All right, let's go to the negatives. The negatives are we're going to suck. Straight up. We're going to suck, guys. So get ready. I'm going to be miserable because I got to go to Mercedes-Benz stadiums, watch these games, and not knowing going to the game, we probably going to lose the game because we don't have the team to get us there. Now, just me knowing this, I know for a fact that we're going to suck. And it's been a long time that I felt this way going into a season that I know we don't even have a chance to compete. I hope they prove me wrong, but right now, at this moment, I don't think we have a chance, all right? But that don't mean I'm going to stop being a Falcon fan because, like I said, if you're a real Falcon fan, you know what it takes. So that's one of the things. We're going to suck, all right? We're also going to find out about this fan base. We already said we're a fickle fan base, fair weather fans. We start sucking, we're going to see how many people stay on board as well. I know a lot of fan base is probably happy today too because you couldn't stand Matt Ryan. You were ready for him to go, but now you're finna feel the pain because when we tell you that you need a franchise quarterback, you're going to feel that pain. All right, so that's going to be one of the things. And then the second thing about sucking is that we don't have a franchise quarterback anymore. All right, think about it. We had Michael Vick. We had that 1 year of just terrible Falcon football. Then we got Matty Ice. And for the last 14 years, we wasn't worried about the quarterback position. Now we're going to be one of those teams that's looking for our next future franchise quarterback. That's where we're at. So those are the negatives. And it's not as easy as people think. It's not as easy as people think. You're going to just say, this quarterback played good in college, and he's going to translate that into the pro. It doesn't work like that. You got to find it. Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. All right? Russell Wilson was a 4th-round pick. Dak Prescott was a 4th-round pick. None of those guys picked in the 1st round. They've been successful in this league. Yes, Baker Mayfield was the number 1 overall pick. He might not even have a team to go to. It's not as simple as just going out, finding a franchise quarterback, and replacing somebody like Matty Ice. So those are the negatives. I just want everybody to understand that it's not going to be as simple as us going out just thinking we're going to find our next quarterback. And I can tell you this, Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder, Matt Corral, those guys are not ready yet. I'm not saying they're not going to be pros. I'm not saying they're going to be pros, but they're not ready yet. And we picked them in second or third round maybe. I can see us, but picking those guys as number 8 when you need to build this team up, build it around this team, and now they need to really, really build this defense, especially if they're going to go in this year not having their franchise guy. They need to build. They need to focus on having teams. It's be tough for teams to actually score on them within each game. That's what we need to do. So we need to build a defense up. That's where I stand right now. I hope you guys feel the same way. We need to actually build this defense. All right. So those are positives and those are negatives. All right. Let's talk about Marcus Mariota. All right. So I said all that about having a quarterback. So the Falcons did actually sign Marcus Mariota to a 2-year deal. And he's going to probably be the starter for us this year. All right. Marcus Mariota was picked second overall in the draft, right behind Jameis Winston. Remember, they was 1 and 2. We didn't know who was going to go 1. And he had a small amount of success in this league. Some could be by injury, a little injury prone, a little bit, but he's no Matty Ice. So, and you guys remember the last time he did have a starting role, he actually got benched for Ryan Tannehill when Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator. So that's why Arthur Smith has that familiarity with Marcus Mariota. Maybe he can rejuvenate his career. Maybe he come in and he actually ball out this year. I don't see it. Right now we don't even have any receivers. So who is going to throw the ball to? So that's what I want to say about Marcus Mariota. I'm a root for him 110%. He's our new quarterback. Thinking he's going to be number 1, they gave him a 2-year deal, so I'm pretty sure they brought him in to be the starter. Only other quarterback we got on the roster is Felipe Franks, so I know he wasn't going to be our starter. So that's where we're at. Marcus Mariota is actually taking Matty Ice's place. And Marcus, you got a big shoes to fill, brother. Just want to let you know. All right, the last thing we talk about the draft. So a lot of people thinking the draft that the Falcons probably going to go out and get a quarterback in the draft. I do think they probably going to get a quarterback in the draft, but I hope they're not thinking about taking a quarterback at number 8. It's no quarterback in this draft is worth the 10th round pick. I know a lot of people got a lot of intrigue on these quarterbacks, and some of these quarterbacks probably do have a lot of upside, but it's the value of the pick. The 10th overall pick should be somebody that you know that based off what you already seen, not on potential, because I know quarterbacks are different, and when you need a franchise quarterback, people reach all the time. So, like, people reached on Mitch Trubisky when they picked him early in the draft, right? Baker Mayfield, I think they reached on him. They picked him number 1 overall. So I'm tracking. I understand when people say they got a lot of upside, draft a quarterback. But I think Marcus Mariota is good enough for a bridge quarterback that you don't have to go out at number 8 this year and actually pick a quarterback at number 8. Like I said, if they want to pick a quarterback in the 2nd and 3rd round, one of those quarterbacks, that's great. But I don't think it's really a good idea to actually go pick a quarterback at number 8, right? Build a defense. And, of course, since we brought in the cornerback from the Chargers, Casey Hayward, I'm changing my pick. We do not need to go get a cornerback anymore. We need to make sure that we focus on the defensive line, the pass rush. Go get Jordan Davis. Go get Johnson. Go get Thibodeau. Go get any of those guys that's still out there. Go get Javon Walker. Let's build this defense up. All right, we got to have something to look forward to. If we can have a good, solid defense, um, that'll be positive for us. If we can have a good, solid defense, that'll be positive for us. So, guys, that's what I think about the draft. More to come on the draft picks. Now we can get all this quarterback stuff out the way. It's going to be interesting to see who else they actually sign to this roster free agency. I'm trying to wait till all the numbers come in so we can see how much cap space we have left. They also brought in Carter, former Georgia Bulldog, brought him in defensive pass rusher. We had 5 sacks in his last 4 games, which means he had more sacks than anybody on our team in his last 4 games last year. So Lorenzo Carter is already an upgrade from the people we had on our team last year. So hopefully he comes in. We got Okendeji on the other side. Depending who we bring into the draft, hopefully we bring some pass rushes and that first pick in the draft. Some kind of defensive lineman, Jordan Davis maybe in the draft. We can start boosting this defense up. All right. So guys, that's where I'm at. Like I said, real Falcon fan, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to see who the true fans are now. I bet you that. Like I said, some of you guys happy. And I'm happy for you guys. You happy that Matty Ice gone. Congratulations. But just stand by. Stand by and see what it's going to be like when we don't have a franchise quarterback. All right? Be ready for that. All right? To Matt Ryan, good luck. Be watching you from afar. Go Colts. And this your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.